Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone to pull well. Shalom to the brothers doing the work, serving the truth. Um, just kind of got a little lesson. I was remember watching like the Rocky 6, I think it's just called Rocky. We got the scene where he's talking to his son, and it always, stuck in my mind because the way he's essentially backing him up, because he's saying, he's being a bitch, he's going through some hardships or whatever, and he's basically just getting on him to be like, look, you like, hey, that's just life, life's gonna try and knock you down, but then what, you got to keep getting back up. And from when I first watched the movie, I think I watched it in the cinema, I always like that scene, watch it every once in a while. It's funny as well, because the guy playing his son is Peter Petrelli in Heroes, so it's like the same actor. And I met that guy in real life as well, man. He's alright. He's a cool guy. So I was like, always stuck in my mind. But I was thinking it's applicable to the truth as well. It's a thing where from when you come in, essentially you're going to be knocked down. That's part and parcel to what you basically sign up for. So I'll start with this, Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And yeah, we've essentially been sent forth as sheep among wolves. Partaking in this truth is hey, we're basically out here, man. We're in the midst of our enemies, and we're out here to condemn them. We're out here to basically let them know what's getting ready to happen. And that's something they don't want to hear. Then you go into the past, the history of what's happened to the prime prophets that came before. It's a dangerous job, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. It says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils and will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And yeah, that's even to what happened with Paul, was brought before different rulers. That's something that's going to happen in these times too. You're going to have certain brothers basically brought before these leaders, and then what does it say? But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what you shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what you shall speak. For it's not ye that speak, the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And yeah, basically you got to have faith in what the words are basically going to be put in your mouth. And that's something that you should just be ready for. That's, essentially part of the hardship. He says this, John 15:18. If the world hate me, you know that, if the world hate you, you know they hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of this world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And that's like essentially how we're existing now. We've been plucked out of the world. So when you're dealing with people, they're going to feel there's just something in your spirit that's going to be at odds with how they function. And that's why, that's going to manifest in a variety of forms. One in mishardships, one in people getting in your way. People might just not like you. Might have a boss where they'll just be like, nah, they got a vendetta against you. But it says what? Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So yes, it's essentially just like when Yahushua was on the scene. There was all kinds of men coming up, trying to trip up Yahushua, trying to come against him, cursing him out. Essentially all forms of these guys were his enemies, man. And it's the same thing now. We're coming in that same stead, in that same spirit. So it's a given. There's gonna be people that are gonna come against you. You might be trying to help that guy, and then he's basically doing everything in his power to be a blight onto you, man. But hey, it's the same thing with Yahushua. when Yahushua was on the scene, there was all kinds of guys basically trying to frustrate his purpose. But hey, you know, Yahushua fulfilled what he needed to do. Says what? But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. And yeah, this is for the sake of Yahushua's name. And because why? They don't know the Most High. They're basically, it's that same spirit coming back, where they're doing the same frustration against frustrating the purpose of what the prophets came to do before. They were always working against what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua was basically trying to do. So same thing back then, same thing now. Luke 22:31, it says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. And yeah, that's just as it was said to Simon. What Satan desires to have you. It's the same for all the brothers. When you come in, Satan's working against you. He's scheming, he's plotting. And his carnal manifestation as well was also doing the same. Esau's been working, doing his darnest to try and make this word come to naught. But as that's something that can't happen, it's essentially what? We're going to have to deal with the hardships, the troubles, the trials that come with that. And then for those of the elect, they're going to persevere. It's something to meditate on is even whatever you're dealing with, there's man dealing with worse, there's men that have dealt with worse and basically excelled even further through it. So it's a thing, whenever any form of hardship comes, it's you basically got to deal with it as, hey, this is happening for the time being. You know, you might be down and out. You might, you know, you might have, payments you ain't got no way to deal with. You might have someone, it look like you're about to lose your job. You know, you might have something going on with your family where it's all basically gone up in flames. But then what can you do? Just stay on the path. Because that's all these things happening is essentially trying to get you off it. The example here, Job 3:1. And this is what Job dealt with. Job had dealt with various forms of hardship, man. He had his wealth, his family, everything brought to, basically done away with. Then it was, even then, his body was blighted as well. What does it say? Job 3:1. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. Let that day be darkness, let not the Most High regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for the night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of months. Lo, let the night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse in the curse of the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck? And yet it's down, because why? All these hardships have come. And again, it says in the prior chapter, when his woman was she was bugging out, she was losing her mind. It said what? That Job's, all this is sin not from his lips. So Job didn't fold and just say, no, fuck this. He still held firm. And that's really what it's about. It's about holding firm. Regardless, he said, you even saying he wish you weren't even born. But hey, even then, he still kept his integrity. Now read this, Acts 7 and 51, which is Stephen, or Stephen, where it was basically cursing out the
Carry on.
it was cursing out the what's it called? The wicked scribes and Pharisees, that they grabbed them up. And they were thinking, what? Well, essentially he was yeah.
If you want to tell him to move, tell him. Tell him, bro. Tell him, innit?
It was basically backing him up. Because why? Because they'd come against him, but he was obviously moving from the spirit. And that's why these guys got completely decimated when he rebuked them. So I'll get to the to the finale. So it's in Acts 7:51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye. Which of the prophets have not your father persecuted? And they have slain them, which showed before of the coming of the just one, of whom you have been now the betrayers and murderers, who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it. And here these guys are basically those same opposition, doing the same thing they always do, the same thing they're doing to this day, coming against those that are coming, in basically in the same spirit of Yahweh Shai. It says, when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. But he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly into heaven, and saw the glory of the Most High, and Yahweh Shai standing on his right hand, on the right hand of the Most High, and said, Behold, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. Then they cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord, and cast him out of the sea, and stoned him. And the witnesses laid their clothes down at the young man's feet, whose name was Saul. Yeah, so that's something that's happened time and again. We'll say Jerusalem, down at Pillars of Prophets. Back in the time of the Acts, that's what's going down. There was apostles getting killed just to please the people, just because it was like, you saw it please the people. So they just started putting them to death, grabbing them up, throwing them in jail. These things are harsh. These things are what come. These things should be expected. But then what? You're really meant to take it cheerfully. Because again, it's like even what we're receiving now, we're not being grabbed up and stoned, man. We're still able to work, still able to have a roof over your head, do certain things. We're not dealing with hardship on the same scale. So even then, 2 Timothy 2 and 3 says, Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai. No man that warreth, well, yeah, it says what? Endure hardness. Basically meant to persevere, fortify yourself, make yourself hard, and basically get through whatever you got to get through. We're basically preparing for what? The hour of temptation, where everything's going to be turned up, where it's going to be a maximum intensity. And you need to be fortified enough to make it through that. It says, what? No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned except he strive lawfully. So yeah, we're basically meant to follow through on that same path that Yahweh Shai took. We're meant to be doing our best to emulate and follow through, which means enduring the hardness, which means, hey, being vilified. There's going to be circumstances where you be vilified, but hey, you basically got to trust in Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and persevere through. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom.